Hey everybody, what's going on? Speedy Diver here, and this is going to be building the ultimate controller. As you can see, there is a controller shell. There's nothing inside. It's actually just a shell of a controller, which may look very, very weird. Some of you may never have ever seen the inside of what a controller looks like. That's basically it, besides there's no internals. The internals are going to be in this controller right here. So I'm going to be taking everything from the inside of this controller and swapping it into this shell. This is going to be the ultimate gaming Xbox 360 controller, by the way, because as you can tell, it's Xbox 360. I did actually end up saying that I was probably going to end up throwing some LEDs in here because you can obviously tell it is see-through. You can see my hand, like the shadow of my hand behind the actual case, because it is a little transparent. You can kind of see through it. So I was going to throw some LEDs like maybe over here and over here where the tumblers are that make the vibration in the controllers, but I never actually ordered them yet, so I don't actually have them on me. So this is just going to be building a custom controller right now, and eventually in the future I'm going to make another video pretty much showing and telling how you can actually put LEDs within the controller. Tons and tons of different parts that are going all over the place. Boop. This is one of those specialty screwdrivers that can actually get inside of the controller. As you can see within the controller where I'm pointing, you see that screw? They're actually special screws that have little nipples that point upwards, or they protrude upwards out of the actual screw head. So that's why there's actually a hole. As you can see, there is a little tiny hole within this screwdriver, or I think it's called like a Torx head screwdriver or something like that. And this actually helps you take these screws out of an Xbox 360 controller. I think for this video, I'm actually going to end up keeping what I want to keep is because the actual set of all this different stuff came with used analog sticks, so I'm not going to be using those. And I'm also not going to be using the Xbox like home button that they give you to install because it kind of looks cheap and it looks a little weird. I don't like the style of that, so I'm just going to go with the original one. I think it looks a heck of a lot better. Also, the analog sticks as well, as you can see, they are pretty much brand new. I'm going to be using these analog sticks because they still have the little dimples on them, so that means they're basically brand new. I'm going to be using those. This is a spare controller that I have that I actually found, so it's pretty cool. I can use this to upgrade and make the ultimate gaming controller. First step to actually disassemble an Xbox 360 controller is obviously you take the battery pack off. This is what I would do. I would take the battery pack off. As you can see, there are going to be, I believe, there's going to be actually 7 screws. One there's those 2 here. There's 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, and there's gonna be 1 under that sticker. As you can see, this controller has never ever actually been taken apart before, so there's gonna be 1 underneath this sticker. Once you remove that, it will void your warranty, so make sure you guys take that in consideration when doing this. Usually what I do, as you can already see, what I did is I just literally took the screwdriver, just poked it straight down in the middle, right there, and you can unscrew the screw. That's all that needs to be done. It will end up popping out of it. As you can see, it just kind of popped right out, and it's still a little in there, but you can just take your hand and grab it and put it that way. Now, since all the screws are out, all 7 screws, the 3 on this side, 3 on this side, 1 in the center. I know that one's a little tricky to get to. It's a little hidden, so if you're not used to doing this, it may be a little confusing, but it's just seriously just right dead center in that sticker. So that's pretty much it. Now you just have 2, it's going to break into 2 halves. Think of it as like a peanut butter and jelly sandwich. You have the bread on the top, bread on the bottom, and you have the jelly in the middle and the peanut butter. Basically, the best, easiest way to take apart an Xbox 360 controller is to take the back of it, hold the front, and just pry it a little bit and keep it like that. It comes right off. Very, very simple. This is the first time I'm doing it to this controller. I do have a little bit of experience actually opening these up because I have modified a few in the past. So we don't need this anymore. This is going to go to the side this ways. Now we have the internals of the controller, which look very clean and very nice. This is what's going to be actually put into this controller, well, this half of the controller. So basically, this is this. Just imagine this being in this. Next is we're going to be taking these tumblers. I believe they're called tumblers. You take them, you slide them to the left. You can unplug them if you want, but it's just easy. It's so much easier just to leave them hang to the side, or if you have a table, put them on the table because you don't want the wires to come loose and actually break. Next, we're just going to take this, lift it off, pull it to the side, and there you go. This is the internals of the actual board itself. What's going to be on the underside of this is actually the analog sticks. The analog sticks actually get pushed on by force, and you can pop them off. Very simple. They just pop right off. If you want to trade out the analog sticks for different colors, whatever you want. This, I am going to keep these actually on this. Very simple, by the way. There's actually just a little oval shape, so you can't mess it up. It's not like a circle, it's an oval. It's extremely simple. You literally just take it, you put it on the actual oval itself, and you push it on. And there you go, it is on. You can press it, make sure it's on, and there we go. I think for this controller, I am going to keep the black analog sticks because I think the black and the blue will look really nice. I think that it gives it that black and blue contrast. Next, we have this, which if you want to use any of the originals, which we will have to use this little like membrane kind of pad thingy. I don't know what these are called exactly. It's like a silicone pad. So I don't actually have these pieces in the pile of parts. So I am going to actually have to reuse these for the new controller. Now you can take it, if you want to reuse all these buttons, you can just go like this and they're all just going to fall out. That actually fell perfectly in my hand until they fell, but that was perfect. I am going to be reusing the actual Xbox home button because I think that looks really nice. I like the chrome look to it, so I'm going to reuse that. I'm going to throw that to the side over there. Also, I am probably going to end up reusing these, the X, Y, B, and A button, because these buttons, I think they're a little bit cleaner looking than these ones, and also this one I didn't even notice. This one's actually cracked. This Y button is actually literally cracked right there, so I don't want to use that. It might end up breaking in the future. So next I ended up taking off, I actually had a great idea. Since I like the different contrast between, I wanted to go with a black and blue theme. Since I want to go with that, I think these pieces right here, instead of these blue ones, would look really nice. Now, it would be cool to go with an all blue controller, but look at it this way, and then when I put the black on it, you'll see what it looks like. Now the black is actually on it, and I think it looks better with the black on it, to be honest. You can see it has the black bumpers on the top, and it even says Xbox 360. The other piece doesn't actually say Xbox 360 because it is aftermarket, so it's not going to say it, but the bottom is black as well. I think it looks better. I think the black and blue concept looks a lot better. We'll see at the end and see if we like it. Also, if it doesn't look that good, I can always go back and change it. It is that simple. Now, there's no way to actually mess this up because if you can tell, there are all different little slots within the controller that are made for the certain buttons, so you can't take the B button and put it where the Y button's supposed to be. It's not going to fit. It's just going to keep spinning in circles. It is not going to fit. I'm actually going to take that off for the time being. It is not going to fit in there correctly. It's just going to keep spinning, as you can see, so it has to go in exactly where it goes. If you take the Y button, it goes in and it won't spin. It falls right into place. Very, very simple. I do apologize if the video doesn't look as vivid as it did a second ago. I did actually have to turn off the exposure, which turns colors a little bit brighter, because for some reason my hands looked insanely red, and as you can see, they really are not that red. I don't know what happened there. This part right here is actually the aftermarket part that came with the Xbox logo right here, the home button. These fit together very well, but as you guys know, I didn't want to use this one. I wanted to use this one right here. So this one is going to actually have to go in the aftermarket one, because this socket right here from the black controller will not actually fit inside of the aftermarket case. It's too much resistance. It's too much, there's not enough tolerance space there, so it won't actually fit in. I'm going to take the new one and I'm going to put the new one in. It should slide right in. It slid in so easy, I didn't even realize it actually slid in, and I lost the Y and the A button on the floor. Next part to do before I lose any more is to take the grommet again. I guess I'll just call these the grommets. We're going to take that, we're going to just lightly press it on there so it just gently holds it. Now that the D-pad is actually in the controller, I'm going to be taking the cover next, which actually goes right on this. There's that little hole off to the side of the cover right there. That actually goes on that little spot right there. I might actually have to take this off to actually put this part on. As you can see, there is that little hole right there that clips onto, and then the rest of it just falls right into place. Next, we're going to be taking this bad boy, and I don't know if I want to stay with the black triggers or go with blue triggers. It all depends of how it might look. It might look really good with black triggers since it's coming out of a blue casing, which I think I'm going to stay with the black ones. It does make it a lot easier. Also, it throws it off. It gives it a nice black and blue tone. This is the very, very easy part. Seriously, you just take this just like so. Hold both the tumblers in your hand. Line it up with the actual slots for the analog sticks, put it together, put the tumblers within the little slots just for a second. They are going to have to go in there no matter what anyway. So you take it, you're going to be putting it this way, and hopefully, just hopefully, it lines up correctly. You might have to jiggle the analog sticks a little bit, or jiggle stuff here and there to actually make it fit. As you can see, it fit into place. That is exactly where it's supposed to go, just like so. Now you can take the tumblers and make sure the wires are not in the way at all. Now this is the part you take the back of the controller and you slide it over the right and left trigger. You have to make sure, though, this is the part that can get a little tricky, that these little metal prongs, these little like, I guess you could say they look like springs in a way, those have to go in those slots. There are two slots right here. They actually have to go in those slots as the case goes. Sometimes it will take a couple tries to get those in. Those can be a little, like, you gotta just jiggle it pretty much, and then usually it'll go together. But for the most part, that's actually looking really, really good. But for the most part, fits pretty, fits pretty good, and I forgot the start and the back button. Oh my gosh. There's no buttons there, so I do have to take it off and re-put those back on. It may be a smart idea to actually have a controller nearby, an extra one, just to see how the buttons have to go back into place, because I wasn't too sure which way the actual start and back button go, but it looks like they point outwards. I wasn't too sure about that, to be honest, so now I actually know. Now that all of it is back together the right way, I have the start and the back button there. I did forget those a second ago. But now that it's all together, you want to make sure that it feels right in the hand. It feels good. All the buttons click correctly before you put the screws in. So the bumpers, oh, this one feels a little stuck. It doesn't feel the best. Actually, no, there we go. It's starting to click a little better. So you got to make sure these click, these ones trigger, these ones right here, these press and stuff like that. You make sure that everything feels right, like it all feels the right way, originally how it felt. And then you can start putting the screws back on the actual controller. So since this is actually an aftermarket case, the actual screws didn't go in the case as well as I would have liked them to. They were a little hard, they were resisting, so these screws are still poking out a little bit. I will actually make them go in after the video. I'll just kind of like really force them in there. It's kind of cool too, because you can see the tumblers in there. You can see them shake around a little bit if you shake the controller. Like they move a little bit, because these are what actually makes the controller vibrate. So it is really cool actually seeing those since it's see-through. Now last thing to do is actually take the battery pack and put it on top. Now if I really wanted to, I could change it up. Instead of that, I could put the black one, so it's like a ultra black and blue controller. I like how it's like that two-tone. You got the black and the blue. I think it makes it look really cool. It's very unique. It's one of a kind. It's the Speedy Gamer controller. I do have a gaming channel, so make sure you guys check it out. Link in the description below. Also check it out up here. I'm gonna leave a little card. As you can see, the controller turns on. This was the moment we were all waiting for. So I hope everybody really enjoyed the video. Don't forget to drop a like, comment, subscribe. If you guys did enjoy, this controller literally came out looking astonishing. And it actually works. As you can see, the actual ring is glowing up. Super duper happy. If you guys did enjoy the video, make sure to watch the last video over there. Most recommended video over there. Subscribe to the Speedy Gamer, my gaming channel. That I love playing games. I seriously do love playing games. So much fun. Also, subscribe to the Speedy Diver. I would really appreciate it. With that being said, thank you for watching again, and I will catch you guys on the flip side.